Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of EMC Recap, episode 3. I can't believe we actually made it to episode 3. Kind of surprised, honestly. Anyway, the Canadian Empire kicked out a bunch of nations this past month after new leadership took over. The new leaders believed the nations kicked out were not deserving of being in the empire. This caused some of the nations not kicked out to start a coup. And the coup was successful, and they re-added all the nations that were kicked out and created a new government under the new name of the Canadian Republic. In other news about the Canadian Republic, they celebrated their 1-year anniversary since the beginning of the Canadian Union, which turned into the Canadian Empire, which turned into the Canadian Republic. In other news, NeoWild bought Sri Lanka for over 5,000 gold. He plans to create a new casino and other attractions there very soon. In war news this month, Venezuela got into a conflict with Haiti. Haiti has a lot of allies and they got all of them to declare war. The Syndicate, the Canadian Republic, UAS, and Lecus Magnia. And in other news, Fig said that beta is basically finished. Here to give his take on the war plugin is Gusius, the creator of the plugin. So when did you start creating the war plugin?
Probably I started it in the middle of last year, sometime maybe in the middle of last year. Did I mention, by the way, it's not actually a plugin?
Oh, no, you didn't.
Yeah, no, this is sort of a everyone just says plugin. I'm just going with the flow,
Yeah.
and I have for some time now, but and I have no problem with it. But what it is actually, it is basically a part of Townie. So it's not its own plugin. It's simply a part of the Townie systems. So I actually started off playing on a server called Mind Superior. Although I played a few servers, but I played a good bit on this server called Mind Superior. And I just kind of was playing around, and then I was like, oh, it'd be great to have a bit of a war here, or invade neighboring towns or things like this, because it just seems like a very natural thing, in many computer games, from the earliest, kind of world building ones, say like Civilization. It's just very natural thing. You have if you have like weapons and you have um, armor and stuff. Well, if there's a nearby enemy, you can go and invade him. Of course, makes sense.
So how exactly did the war plugin end up on EMC?
Uh, I had been, as I said, playing on this server, but then I was sort of looking around and I was getting the system ready, and I was like, okay, well, which servers would this be nice to have on? So we're going to look around at geopolitical servers, obviously, people who would like the idea of sort of capturing and diplomacy and armies and army and nation boundaries changing and things like this. So I looked around anyway, and I was like, okay, what's cool about this? I mean, what cool service can I find? So I found the EarthMC. Now, I'll be honest with you, I have not played EarthMC a lot because I think mainly because I couldn't get in because I'm waiting in the queue for like, I'm a kind of casual player. I don't have that a lot of time, So if I'm waiting an hour or 2 hours, I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't play this really. But I looked at the boards and the discords and see what people were talking about and see there was loads of cool activity going on. So that's great. Also on the main page, I see a message is still there. It's sort of conquer the world. If play the serve, if you want to conquer, I was like, boom, I can make it happen. So for that reason, I also, of course, it remains one of the biggest geopolitical servers. So I was like, well, these guys do politics. They have this thing where they're conquering the world. Fantastic. I can really help facilitate that. So anyway, RTMC was one of the very few ones I did actually reach out to. So I think I sent a message to Carl and Fix as well. So that was, gosh, was it about maybe 6, 7 months ago? It could have been. So anyway, I reached out to them and said, "Hey guys, I have a cool little system here. Maybe you want to talk to me about it or see if you want to try it." So I didn't actually hear back for a few months. So I thought, well, that's it. They don't want it. But then later on, I think it was Fix who contacted me directly, and he just said, "Hey, we've been looking at this. We've been keeping an eye on it, and we want to give it a go.
So what exactly is the war plugin and where should people go to learn more about it?
Sure. Okay. So I've created a user guide on. I actually have my own. Well, I have a Discord channel for the system. I'm going to. My plan anyway is when this does get merged into the core Townie, I'll be closing this Discord. But for the moment, it has its own separate Discord. So what it is the first line really kind of sums it up. Siege War is a non-destructive war on demand system, and it's focused on geopolitics. So we're talking about quite a fluid geopolitics. It's not a case of we're just going to attack each other on a battlefield and we'll get more points. It's geopolitics in terms of like empires can grow, empires can fall. You can potentially an empire can potentially take over the world,
Hmm.
even though it's well, it's going to be extremely difficult. But theoretically, it is possible. Unlike unlike other, I guess, systems.
So do you have any information on when the war plugin will come out on EMC?
I don't have that. Let me just check the EMC staff channel here.
Okay.
No, I don't see anything. Well, they did
Okay.
actually have a meeting today. Well, they have regular staff meetings,
Yeah.
and also I've pretty much left all the comments I needed. It's like we've had there's been some various discussions and things. So I don't like for me I don't I'm not aware of any further input as it were which is needed uh, by me before actually turning it on. So in a sense, I'm just waiting with everybody else to
No.
find out when that date is. All I can say is that it certainly appears that it is going to happen at some point. So it's not like somebody saying, hold up, we can't have this happen. If that was the case, probably, yeah, no, I might mention if it was the case, but I've seen no indication of that.
Mhm.
All I can say is it does appear to be moving towards that date. I don't know when that date is though.
Thanks, Goosius, for stopping by. Now let's get an update on r/place and see how that's looking. So to join the r/place or hub 2 world, you oddly have to be in 1.13.2, even though the server's on 1.15.2. This is probably the reason why no one else is on here. And now time for everyone's favorite ban and unban update. Aqua Sakura was banned for cheating this past month. Altan, the leader of the Turkish Republic, was banned for cheating, but was later unbanned. Future Lemon was banned for doxing. Ducky was banned for doxing, but was later unbanned. Indian 7P was banned for doxing, but then was later changed to a 10th ban. Toop was banned for doxing a second time, but was unbanned a second time too. Tom BLT got 5 warnings, but was unbanned also. Unready Spaghetti was banned for fly hacks, but was later unbanned. Moving on, Nubia was able to hit the crazy accomplishment of being the first nation ever to hit over 1,000 people. This is thanks to being in the perfect location because World Spawn was right there. Speaking of World Spawn, it was now moved. It moved to Russia and they plan to move it consistently. And now for our new segment of showcasing something random on the server. This month we're showcasing a Flux pick, which is a rare pick that you can only get through MCMO. Awesome R2D2, who owns the pick, said that you can't even get it anymore as they disabled it on the server. In other news, the mods have been working a ton on the Q world, specifically Shia and Slayer. If you look around, you'll see fountains and an aquarium now. It's really cool. Also, other mods have also been working. I don't want to leave them out, but they're the names that I've seen around. And finally, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe and like. I left some links in the description, such as Goosius' Discord and other Discords and other videos to check out about EMC. And yeah, see you next month.